Good morning, Hopper class, and welcome to your English lesson for today. Now, if we were at school, we would call today's lesson a hot task. And what that is a chance for us to see you do some work independently. That means all on your own, using all the things we've been learning this half term. So today, what we're going to be doing is you're going to be doing some writing of Jack and the Beanstalk. So let's get started. Now, what you need is you just need a piece of paper, lined paper, preferably, and a pencil, and also your sound mat, which will help you when you do your writing. And that came into those big packs that we gave you in the autumn. So once you have a piece of paper and a pencil and you're ready, then you should be ready to start. Let's go. So our objective today is, can I write the beginning of the story? So we're going to start writing the beginning of Jack and the Beanstalk, not the whole story, just the beginning, just the first part of our story, because our topic is to learn to write a three-part story. So today we are going to be writing the beginning, the first part. So today we're going to recap on some of the key words that you have learned this half term, recap some of our phonics sounds, look at some of those red tricky words that you should learn to spell, and we're going to write a couple sentences together. So let's look at these words. These are some of the words we've been looking at. Can you tell me what that first word is? Well done if you said trouble, trouble. And who got in trouble in Jack and the Beanstalk? That's right, Jack got in trouble and his mom was not happy. Our next word we have, and we have our phonic sound there, is beanstalk, beanstalk. So that is the beanstalk that grew outside Jack's window. And our last word we have is strange, strange. It was a strange sight to see that beanstalk, wasn't it? Well done. Let's look at some of our phonic sounds that we have been learning. So first one here, we have or, shut the door. Well done. And over here we have whirl and twirl. Now up here, do you know what this one is? Well done if you said ow, ow, shout it out. Well done. And the last one, air. Fantastic. So let's look at some of these tricky words. Now, they're red tricky words, and in your phonics books, they're also red. And these are words that you can't sound out to spell. You need to remember them. So let's look here. We have his. Well done. What's this word? Well, they. And were. Well done. And then we have he. Great work. Now, this is our story map. Do you remember way back a couple weeks ago, we learned our story map. So today we are going to write the beginning, the first part of our story map. So let's review it and then we'll get on to our writing. So we are going to look at this first picture. Now, if you remember, you can do it with me or you can copy after, okay? So we have, once upon a time, a boy called Jack and his mother were so poor they never had enough to eat. Full stop. Okay, your turn. Great work. Now we look over here. What do we have? One day, comma, Jack sold his cow. In exchange for 5 magic beans. Oh, stop. Okay, your turn. Great work. Now, the next part. We have when Jack got home, he was in trouble. Big trouble. Full stop. Okay, your turn. When Jack got home, he was in trouble. Big trouble. Full stop. Great work. And now we follow our story map down to here. Oh, what do we have down here? Now we have Jack's mother was furious, so she threw the beans out the window. Full stop. Okay, your turn. Ready? Great work. Okay, and we've got the last part of our story map. This is when it gets exciting. Okay, ready? In the morning, Jack looked outside his window and saw a giant beanstalk so tall it touched the sky. Full stop. Can you do that? Okay, ready? Your turn. Jack looked out his window and saw a giant beanstalk so tall it touched the sky. Full stop. Great work. Now, if you want some extra practice with your story map, then rewind the video a bit if you'd like, and you can practice that again with me. If you're feeling confident, then we are going to get on with our writing, okay? So we are going to write together these first two pictures, and then I would like you to try and write the rest. So Mrs. Savage has her paper here. Now, on the wall, it might be a bit tricky at first, and so we're going to go through our story. So, what is the title of our story? Well done, Jack and the Beanstalk. So, I'm going to write it there. Good. Now, remember, if you have a copy of the story map, if you were able to get a copy, then make sure you have that next to you. Okay, Jack and the Beanstalk. Now, that is where we have our words, beanstalk. Okay, so are you ready? Do you remember the first picture? We have, once upon a time, a boy called Jack and his mother were so poor, they never had enough to eat. Full stop. Maybe we could write that. Okay, let's start. So our sentence starts with, well done, a capital letter. Now, once is a tricky word to write. So once upon a time. Are you able to see that? Good. A boy, here's our phonics. Oh, Mrs. Savage here. A boy called finger space. Now remember, Jack has a capital letter, and it's a big J. Once upon a time, a boy called Jack, and now this is where we get one of our tricky red words, and his. I'm going to just write that in red. Can you see it? Oh dear, you can't see that. Let's see if I can get, actually, I'm going to write it in this color so I know you can see that. There we go, perfect. So, once upon a time, a boy called Jack and his mother. Now we have that TH sound. And his mother, and we have were, remember were. That's another one of those tricky words you need to be able to write. Were so poor. They. There we go. Another one of those tricky words. They never had. Now, remember, you're going to come across some words. So the word we have next is enough. Now, that is a tricky word to spell. But if you use your phonic sounds, as long as I'm able to read it, it doesn't matter if it's spelt wrong. But if you've listened to your sounds, enough, and you've written it that I can read, that's great, okay? They never had enough to eat. Full stop. And we have that E sound. So let's see if we can do this together. Once upon a time, a boy called Jack and his mother were so poor, they never had enough to eat. Full stop. Great. So now the next part, we have one day, comma, Jack sold his cow in exchange for 5 magic beans. Now I'm going to write the next part of my sentence. Where do I start? Do I start down here? No, you continue on after your full stop. And what do I need? Well done, a capital letter. So, one day, there's another phonic sound, comma, Jack. Remember, Jack is a capital J. It's bigger than the other. So we have one day, Jack sold, poor cow, his cow in, now we have another one of those words, exchange. So remember, just try your best, okay? Exchange for 5, magic. Now remember, you've got that, sorry, 5 you've got that soft G like in giant, magic beans. Full stop. And there is my other sound. So let's read this together, okay? Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, a boy called Jack and his mother were so poor they never had enough to eat. Full stop. One day, comma, Jack sold his cow in exchange for 5 magic beans. Full stop. Well done. Now, do you remember what comes next? Let's have a look at our story map again. So I'm going to get, that's why. So I'm going to just make this a bit bigger. Here we go. So what I would like you to do today is to write the beginning of the story. So if you can write those sentences and then carry on. So when Jack got home, he was in trouble, big trouble. And then about Jack's mom being furious and in the morning. But remember, just do the best you can. So if you want to, you can start from the house. You can start when Jack got home, he was in trouble. And you can pause the video here if you need to, and you can look at the story map and follow along, okay? I'm going to just come out. So if you want to pause it here. So what I would like to do is just try your best to write some sentences about the beginning of the story. Now, if you would like a challenge, what you could try and do is add some of those adjectives into our story. So we have here, once upon a time, a boy called Jack. So what you could do is you could write some adjectives. So you might say, once upon a time, there was a small boy called Jack, or a lonely boy called Jack. Or you could add some adjectives in there to describe Jack or to describe his mother, or even his cow. You could have one day Jack sold his favorite cow, his lovely cow, his black and white spotted cow. So you can add some adjectives if you'd like a challenge. But all I want to see is that you have your full stops, capital letters, and that remember, especially when you have a D, it needs to go tall, and when you have a Y, it needs to go low, so that your letters are the correct size. Okay, so objective, I can write the beginning of a story. So good luck. Try your best, and don't take too long. If you're getting a bit frustrated and you can't remember, don't worry. Just try your best and write me whatever you can, okay? And I look forward to seeing it on Tapestry. Bye.